Hi everybody, I'm still doing the purge thing, and this kit over here are all my watercolors, and I just happened to open that because I was trying to clean out from underneath the desk here, and I was going through this watercolor craze, and I couldn't seem to find the right watercolors, and I had won this. I had gone to a crop and I won this, and it's the Royal Langle Nickel, I think it's pronounced, watercolors, and they're nice. They're nice for, like, you know, if you're not getting really serious about watercoloring, but I find that I am, and I find that I love ink tints. Now, technically, ink tints is not a watercolor, but it's like a watercolor. It's more permanent than a watercolor, and it's extremely vibrant in color, and that's what I like about them. And so I had purchased them. But the thing is, I like to watercolor, like if I'm hiking or what have you. And this kit was so handy because it has the sandpaper, it has the, why can't I think of the name of it? The pencil sharpener. Everything's included in this kit. There's, you know, decent paintbrush, although I usually carry other paintbrushes with me. But it just is the one I always grabbed, but it's not my better watercolors. I would prefer the ink tints. And when I'm at home, I don't do a whole lot of watercoloring because, like I said, I like to be out and about. So, as I was going through my stash here, these are the ink tints, they're like a crayon, and you color with them and then you activate them with the water. And I had originally gotten these for fabric painting, which I still use them for that, but I baby them. I really do, and I find I use my paintbrush like on top of them instead of using them the way they're meant to be used. But I was thinking, these are little pots, and these paints, as you can see, all my paints are laying loose over there. They just come out. Now this one's going to be stubborn probably. No, there it goes. I'm trying to do this one-handed because I'm holding the camera. I'm doing a real quick video. So those come out. And what I'm going to do now, and see, this even has like the little paint pellet. It's not the greatest one in the world, but it works. So what I'm going to do now is rinse all of these out and dry them really good. And then I'm going to take a chunk off of each one of these, which are my ink tints, put them in these little pots, put those back. That's my dryer going off if you heard it. Put that back through here. I only kept the white one because it was not opened, and if I don't have enough room for these over here, then I'll take that one and discard it. Otherwise, I'm just going to hang on to it. I don't really even use white with watercolor. You don't use white. But anyway, I'm going to continue doing this, and when I'm done, I'll show you my finished product. Okay, I have the little pots in some warm water here, and I'm going to let them soak, and I'm going to have to scrub my sink down really good afterwards. My biggest thing is I found out that this sink, this is our guest bathroom, does not hold water very well. I have to keep adding water. But I figured they're watercolors, so they should loosen up in here. And I probably should have put it in a pot and then dumped the water outside instead of going down the drain. But it's too late now. But we'll catch up. As you can see, I got most of them out. I have this, I mean, it's really bad. It's a beat up old toothbrush that I use for scrubbing out my oh geez, why can't I think? My ink things, you know, when you're using your stamps. Why couldn't I think of the word stamps? My brain's sludging today for some reason. My sinuses are acting up. But anyway, it's a beat up old toothbrush, and I used it to get in there, not just with the bristles, but I also used the other end of it to kind of like scrub, to poke some of that paint out. Boy, I need to redo this. Anyway, now what I'm going to do is let these dry, and I'm going to put in the ink tints crayons. Real quick, my battery's running out on this camera now. Yesterday, the other one. If you go to cut the ink tints, I wasn't thinking when I did this, I made a mess of my mat over here because I cut it on there, and water activates it and makes it stain. If that should happen, if you get it on your mat, do not clean it with water. Make sure you use alcohol because it's an ink. So I just wanted to let you know that this is my first one that I've gotten done, and so now I'm getting ready to work on this next one. So I'm going to go charge my battery, and I'll be back when this is all done. So here is my new setup. These are my ink tints pencils, and I had cut off some of these sticks. You can see that some of them were broken already anyway because I use them so much. Anyway, I cut some of those off, and I put them in these little pots. And what I like about this kit, trying to get this and now it won't come off. Like, say it's wet, this whole thing comes off, and this way those pots don't move around in there. Everything stays put. Like I said, you know, I'm not against the Lanka nickel. It's a good starter set, like if you're not real serious about getting into watercoloring, but I was starting to. But here's my dilemma, and this is and I make one of these. I learned that from Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter. Thank you, Lindsay. I've learned so much off of that lady. If you don't subscribe to her channel, you need to subscribe to her channel. She is not just painting. She does everything every day. There's always something new to learn from her. But anyway, she's the one that taught me how to make the charts, so I'll keep that in there. And these are the old ones. So this is my dilemma now. Like, what do I do with these? I got to figure out something to do with these. I just can't bring myself to throw them in the garbage can. And these are the pencils that go with them, so I'll probably donate those. And I also have this really neat ink tints canister that the pencils came in, and this would come out. So I think what I'm going to do is keep this for possible storage. I might end up getting rid of it, but I've been collecting like all the things that the stuff came in, like the storage pins that the stuff came in, especially if they're nice. This is metal. And I'm getting a collection of them over here. And that way, as I'm redoing things, I have this collection. Instead of going out and buying something new, I have a starter collection. It's my sock. I have a starter collection over here to grab from before I go and buy something different. So that's where I'm at with this. And what I'm finding out as I'm doing this, instead of just going out and buying containers. I mean, we all go out, we go to the Dollar Tree, we go to Walmart, we go to Target, we buy these beautiful containers. We bring them home because we like the way they look, but they're not functional. So what I'm trying to do is figure out how I use my products. For example, in this case, I don't usually use this at home. I mean, I do occasionally, and if I do, it's already prepackaged here and I can just grab it. But if I don't, like most of the time, I like to take this, like if we go on vacation, if we go away for the weekend, I can throw this into a bag with a tablet with my watercolor paper, and all I need is just a little water bottle, a glass of water, you know, just something to activate it, and that's all it takes. So it's real easy for me to use it this way. And as it was, I was taking the Langen nickel, whatever you call that, I can never pronounce it, Royal Lang nickel, I think. But I was taking that because I thought, well, if it gets lost, it's inexpensive, and, you know, I was justifying it that way. So this way, I have the real McCoy, and if I draw or paint something that I really like, I can frame it. The other stuff, the colors were not as intense, and I'm not going to frame it. This I will. So the other one was fun to do on weekends, and it got tossed aside. This here, you know, if I go away for the weekend and I sketch something out, I mean, even when I get back to the hotel room, I can finish it up. So it'll be something useful. Anyway, that's my thing that I did for today. And my thought for the day is to think before you buy, not just the product, but the things that we store the product in. If you've been doing this for a while, then think about how you use your product. You know, I used to keep my paintbrushes in a container, which I had to go and get and open up to take my paintbrushes out. Now I have an assortment of paintbrushes that I just keep right here. I can just grab them as I need them. Sometimes I use them for things other than painting, but they're right there. My glue's right there. My paintbrushes are right there. Like last night I was messing around with glitter. I had Martha Stewart sticker thingies that I had gotten, I don't know where, these things here. And I never figured out how to use them. I still haven't, to be honest with you. But I thought, well, I'm going to try rubbing the glitter on it while it's on the paper. And I did, and then I had to peel it off and stick it on here. There's like the flowers there and the leaves there. And it was a mess. And so I had my paintbrushes nearby that I could use to brush the excess away. Now, I don't use my good paintbrushes for doing that because I've got some decent paintbrushes in there and I've got some really cheap ones in there for that purpose. But they're together. And then I have some paintbrushes here too for different purposes. So I tried, I'm the type of person, if I don't see it, I don't use it. So I learned a long time ago that I can't have everything out at the same time. So that's why I kind of do this every 6 months. And in the process, I change things out. So now I have my ink tints out. I'll probably be using those more. If I hadn't done this, they probably still would have been in the box, and I probably wouldn't use them as often. So I think what I'm going to do with this, I used to keep this container by my things where I package to go on vacation. I think what I'll probably do is put it like in an area like over here. Whoops. Which that may not be a good idea. Or I need to move some of this stuff because everything's falling here. I probably moved the camera when I was doing that. I'm sorry, everything was tossing. I'm probably going to move things around. But anyway, I'll probably put it someplace where I can access it more easily. And, I mean, I couldn't believe my husband and I had gone on one of those garage, I don't know if you want to call them garage sales. I guess they're roadside sales. I didn't even know they had them here in Florida. I read about it in the newspaper one day, and I said, come on, let's just go for the fun of it. We weren't planning on buying anything. We just wanted to go and just get out of the house a little bit and have fun, because the summer months here are so hot that we hibernate. And then when it's fall, which, you know, it's not the typical fall like you're used to if you're from the north, it's just warm outside. It's a chance to get outside comfortably. And so anyway, I had found this lamp. I'm trying to get it all in. I can't move in my room yet. I mean, I'm getting there, but I'm trying to move my chair. Okay, let me step back a little bit. So this huge lamp, and that's a magnifier on top. And I found that at that garage sale. And it was $20. I just couldn't believe. And it has a beautiful, I like the way that it lights up. It lights really bright. And like I said, it's a magnifier, so I can put it on the floor if I want, like if I'm doing some cross stitch or whatever, which I haven't done in years because I can't see anymore. This might help me to do that. But it was stashed in a corner, and I forgot that I had it. You know, I'm the type of person, if I don't see it, I don't use it. So I have to put things out. And that's one of the reasons I moved some of this stuff closer, because I hadn't been using this because it was up there and that was over here. So I was using all my punches because they were close at hand, but I wasn't using this stuff as much. So I'm changing things around, not necessarily because it needs to be changed because it's not working anymore. I'm moving things around just so that I see them. They're in my eye, like line of vision, so that I will start using some of my stuff. Now my cuddle bug and all that, I keep all that right there because then it's just real easy for me to grab it. I don't think I'll ever move that. That's just, it's kind of like salt and pepper when you're cooking. You just have to have it. So anyway, that's where I am right now, and I will keep you posted as things change.